Satyabratam Satyaparamam Tri Satyam Satashajonim Nahitam Chasatye Satyasya Satyam Rita Satyanetram Satyatmakam Tvam Saranam Prapana Satyavratam Satyaparam Tri Satyam Satyasya Jonim Nihitam Cha Satye Sathasya Satyam Tri Satyanetram Satyamakam Tvam Saranam Prabhanam Satyavratam Satyaparam Tri Satyam Satyasya Yonim Nihitam Cha Satye Satyasya Satyam Rita Satyanetram Satyatmakam Tvam Saranam Prapana. That's nice poetry. Please jump. Satyapratam Satyaparam Trisatyam Satyasya Jonim Nihitam Cha Satye Satyasya Satyam Rita Satyanetram Satyatmakam Tvam Saranam Prapana Pratam Satyam Param Chi Satyam Satyasya Yonim Nihitam Cha Satye Satyasya Satyam Rita Satyanetram Satyamakam Tvam Saranam Prapana Satyam Vratam Satya Param Tri Satyam Satyasya Yonim Nitam Satyasya Satyam Rita Satyanetram Satyapmakam Tvam Satyam Prapana. Any messages? Satya Pratam Satya Param Tri Satyam Satyasya Jonim Nihitam Cha Satye Satasya Satyam Rita Tatyanetvam Satyapmakam Tvam Saranam Prapanam. Satyam Vratam Satya Param Trisatyam Satyasya Yonim Nihitam Satye Satyasya Satyam Riti Satyanetram Satyam Sharanam Prapana. Satyavratam Satyaparam Trisatyam Satasya Yonim Nihitam Cha Satye Satasya Satyam Riti Satyanetram Satyamakam Tvam Saranam Prapana. Translation. Word for word. Satya Pratam, the personality of Godhead, who never deviates from his vow. There's a footnote. The Lord vows, Jada Jada Hidaramasha Glanir Bhavati Bharata Adyuta Namadharamasha Tadidyam Vinam Srijamiyaham. To honor this vow, the Lord has appeared. Okay. Satyam Param, who is the absolute truth, as stated in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. Satyam Param Dimahi. Tri Satyam. He is always present of the absolute truth. Before the creation of this cosmic manifestation, during its maintenance, and even after its annihilation. Shatasha, of all relative truths, which are emanations from the absolute truth. Krishna. Jonim, the cause. Nihitam, entered. There's another footnote. The Lord enters into everything, even the atom. Antarashtam pramanyu chayantarashtam. Brahma Samhita 544. Therefore he is called Antyarami, the inner force. Cha and Satye, in the factors that create the material world, namely the 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Satasya, of all that is accepted as the truth. Satyam, the Lord is the original truth. Rita Satya Netram, he is the origin of whatever truth is pleasing. Shunyetram, Satya Atmakam, everything pertaining to the Lord is truth. Satchit Ananda, his body is truth. His knowledge is truth. His pleasure is truth. Tvam, unto you, O Lord, Sharanam, offering our full surrender. Prapana, we are completely under your protection. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, the Boy Charanada in the Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Long purport. Very good. More Prabhupada. Translation. The demigods prayed, O Lord, you never deviate from your vow, which is always perfect, because whatever you decide is perfectly correct and cannot be stopped by anyone. Being present in the 3 phases of cosmic manifestation, creation, maintenance, and annihilation, you are the supreme truth. Indeed, unless one is completely truthful, one cannot achieve your favor, which therefore cannot be achieved by hypocrites. You are the active principle, the real truth, in all the ingredients of creation, and therefore you are known as Antaryami, the inner force. You are equal to everyone, and your instructions apply for everyone, for all time. You are the beginning of all truth, and therefore, offering our obeisances, we surrender unto you to kindly give us protection. Purport. The demigods or devotees know perfectly well that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the true substance, whether within this material world or in the spiritual world. The Srimad Bhagavatam begins therefore with the words, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Satyam Param Dhimahi. Vasudev, Krishna, is the Param Satyam, the Supreme Truth. The Supreme Truth can be approached or understood by the Supreme Method as declared by the Supreme Truth. Bhaktimam avijananti yavanyas chasmi tatpata. Bhagavad Gita 1855. Bhakti, devotional service, is the only way to understand the absolute truth. For protection, therefore, the demigods surrender to the Supreme Truth, not the relative truth. There are persons who worship various demigods, but the Supreme Truth, Krishna, declares in Bhagavad Gita 7.23, Antavatu palam tesham tatpavati olpamedesham. Men of small intelligence worship the demigods and their fruits are limited and temporary. Worship of demigods may be useful for a limited time, but the result is antavat, perishable. This material world is impermanent. The demigods are impermanent. And the benedictions derived from the demigods are also impermanent. Whereas the living entity is eternal. Nityo nityanam svetanam svetanam. Katha Upanishad 2.2.13. Every living entity therefore must search for eternal happiness, not temporary happiness. The words Satyam Param Dhimahi indicate that one should search out the absolute truth, not the relative truth. While offering prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Nrsingadev, Prahlad Maharaj said, Palashanehe Sharanam Pitaru Nrsinga Nartasha Chagadam Udanbati Matijo No. Generally, it is understood that the protectors of a child are his parents, but this is not actually the fact. The real protector is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tatasha ta vidhirya ihan jash cheshtas tabat bibo tanu britam tvam upekshitanam. From Srimad Bhagavatam 7.9.19. If neglected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, a child, despite the presence of his parents, will suffer. And a diseased person, despite of all medical help, he will die. In this material world, there is a struggle for existence. Men have invented many means for protection, but these are all useless if the Supreme Personality of Godhead rejects them. Therefore the demigods purposefully say, Shatyamakam tvam sharanam prapana. Real protection can be attained from you, O Lord, and therefore we surrender unto you. The Lord demands that one surrender unto him. Sarvadanam parityaja mamekam sharanam braja. He further says, Sakriti prapano yash tavashmiti yachate avayam sarvada tasmai dadami etad vritam mama. If one surrenders unto me sincerely, saying, My Lord, from this day I am fully surrendered unto you, I will always give him protection. That is my vow. From Ramayam, Judakand, 1833. If one surrenders unto me sincerely, saying, My Lord, from this day I am fully surrendered unto you, I always give him protection. That is my vow. The demigods offered their prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead because he had appeared in the womb of his devotee Devaki to protect his devotees, harassed by Kamsa and his lieutenants. Thus the Lord acts as Satyavrata. The protection given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be compared to the protection given by the demigods. It is said that Ravana was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. But when Lord Ramachandra went to kill him, Lord Shiva could not give him protection. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, accompanied by great sages like Narad, followed by many other demigods, had now invisibly appeared in the house of Kamsa. They began to pray for the Supreme Personality of Godhead in select prayers, which are very pleasing to the devotees, and which award fulfillment of devotional desires. The first words they spoke acclaimed the Lord is true to his vow. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna descends upon this material world just to protect the pious and destroy the impious. That is his vow. The demigods could understand that the Lord had taken his residence within the womb of Devaki to fulfill his vow. They were very glad that the Lord was appearing to fulfill his mission, and they addressed him as Satyam Param, the supreme absolute truth. Everyone is searching after the truth. That is the philosophical way of life. The demigods give information that the absolute truth is Krishna. One who becomes fully Krishna conscious can attain the absolute truth. Krishna is the absolute truth. Relative truth is not truth in all the three phases of eternal time. Time is divided into past, present, and the future. Krishna is truth always, past and present and future. In the material world, everything is being controlled by the supreme time, in the course of past, present, and future. But before the creation, Krishna was existing. And when there is creation, everything is resting in Krishna. And when this creation is finished, Krishna will remain. Therefore, he is the absolute truth in all circumstances. It is, if there is any truth within this material world, it emanates from the supreme truth, Krishna. If there is any opulence within this material world, the cause of such opulence is Krishna. And if there is any reputation within this material world, the cause of reputation is Krishna. If there is any strength within this material world, the cause of the strength is Krishna. If there is any wisdom and education within the material world, the source of such wisdom and education is Krishna. Therefore, Krishna is the source of all relative truths. Devotees, following in the footsteps of Lord Brahma, pray, Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami, worshipping the Adipurusha, the supreme truth, Govinda. Everything everywhere is performed in terms of these three principles. Jnana Bala Kriya, knowledge, strength and activity. In every field, if there is not full knowledge, full strength and full activity, the endeavor is never successful. Therefore, if one wants success in everything, one must be backed by these three principles. In the Vedas, Shvetashva Upanishads say, there is a statement about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Natasya karyam karanam chabiti yatachamas chabish adikas chatrisyate parasya shakti vividaiva shuyati swabhavika jana bala kriyacha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead does not need to do anything personally, for he has such potencies that anything he wants will be done perfectly well through the control of the material nature. Swabhavik jana bala kriyacha. Similarly, those who are engaged in the service of the Lord are not meant to struggle for existence. The devotees who are fully engaged in spreading the Krishna consciousness movement, more than 10,000 men and women all over the world, they have no steady permanent occupation. Yet we actually see that they are maintained very opulently. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 9:22, Ananyas chaitanyomam ye jana pushupashyate tesham nitya vibhuktyanam yoga shimam bhajamiyaham. For those who worship me with devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, I carry to them what they lack, and I preserve what they have. The devotees have no anxiety over what will happen next. Where will they stay? Where will they eat? For everything is maintained and supplied by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has promised, Kunti pratijani nami bhakta pranashati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly, my devotee never perishes. Bhagavad Gita 9:31. From all angles of vision, therefore, in all circumstances, if one fully surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is no question of one struggling for existence. In this connection, the commentary by Sripad Madhavacharya, who quotes from the Tantra Bhagavata, is very meaningful. Sat Shabda Uttamam Puruvya Anandantiti Vaibadet. Yeti Jnanam Samudishtam Pumananda Dirishistata Atvivachcha Ladadana Satyatya Yochati Vibhu. Explaining the words Satashyadyonim, Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says that Krishna is the avatari, the original incarnations. All incarnations are the absolute truth. Yet the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the origin of all incarnations. Dipachir eva dashataram upet from the Brahma Samhita. 4.6. There are many, many lamps, all equal in power, yet there is a first lamp, a second lamp, and a third lamp, and so on. Similarly, there are many incarnations who are compared to lamps, but the first lamp, the original personality of Godhead, is Krishna. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. The demigods must offer worship and obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But one might argue that since the Supreme Personality of Godhead is within the womb of Devaki, he was also coming in a material body. Why then should he be worshipped? Why should one make distinction between an ordinary living entity and the Supreme Personality of Godhead? These questions are answered in the following verses. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vash Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna. So the demigods are praying to the Lord as that Supreme Absolute Truth who has now appeared in the womb of Devaki. Some acharyas say the womb can mean the heart, because he was transferred from Devaki's, Vasudeva's heart to Devaki's heart. So the demigods are praying. They appeared invisibly in the house of Kamsa, so Kamsa couldn't detect them. And they're offering their prayers to the Supreme Person of Godhead who is present in the womb of Devaki. So it's mentioning here that here they're praying that whatever you speak, whatever Krishna speaks, that is law and order. It's final. No one can change that and nobody can. That's final, whatever Krishna is speaking. And so your authority goes. Whatever Krishna says, that's your authority. That is where we take our evidences from. So whatever Krishna says is law, and it cannot be changed. And so it behooves everyone to worship the Lord according to his instructions. Then our fulfillment of our transcendental desires will be possible. They're also praying, you are the active truth in all these different ingredients. In the creation of the world, there are different ingredients, but you are the active ingredient that brings everything to life. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I am the grains, what is it? Yeah, I am the foodstuffs, I am the moon, and I make full of nourishment all the vegetables that people can eat. We can eat, but if there's no nourishment in the food, we're not going to remain healthy no matter how much we eat. So Krishna, he is that nourishing principle. By I am the moon, Shashi, and by my influence of the moon's rays, then substances become juicy and nourishing. So that's because of Krishna's potency as the moon, that he's making all the subjects nourishing. So that now we can live. Without the nourishment we cannot live properly. So we're dependent on Krishna for the ingredients of this world. And then after you've eaten something, you've got to digest it. So how do you digest it? Krishna says, I am the fire of digestion. There is a form of the Lord in the stomach. His name is Vaishnavara. And he said, I digest all the incoming, all the food that comes in, I digest it. We don't have the power to digest it, but Krishna is Antya. What's his name? Yeah, anyway, he's in there in the stomach. I digest all the food stuff, and therefore we're healthy. Otherwise we can't be healthy if the food is not digested. So again, we're dependent on Krishna for food, and for eating the food, and for the digestion of the food. So all these ingredients are, Krishna is the active principle. So we're dependent on Krishna for just for living. And then we got to breathe. So Krishna says, I am the outgoing and incoming breath. How we don't have a breathing machine. we can't manufacture breathing. It's already there. But Krishna is the principle. I am the life force is coming from the different kinds of airs, and so Krishna is these different life forces, these different airs in the body, and therefore he digests the food. Now you can eat it. So Yeah? You can eat it and get nourished. And what are you going to do? Now you're healthy and strong and nourished, what are you going to do? You've got two choices. You can try to enjoy the material body, or you can try to go back home, back to Godhead. So Krishna says, now you're dependent on me for all the material life. Now, I am also the compiler of the Vedanta, the knower of Vedanta. And because I know Vedanta, I'll teach you Arjuna, the Vedanta, in 2-3 verses. So Krishna speaks that there's two classes of living entities, the fallible and the infallible, Shara Akshara. They're both Brahman. There is a conditioned soul. He is Brahman, but he's conditioned. And there is a liberated soul. He is Brahman, but he's not conditioned. He's realizing Brahman. He is Brahman. He's living Brahman. So there are these two Brahman. Then there's another Brahman. This is scary for the Mayavadis, who say everything is one, there's only one. So there's another Brahman, that is the Para-Brahman, the Paramatma, and he enters into the world and he maintains it. He's maintaining everything. So we're dependent on that Param Brahman. And Krishna says, because I am beyond the fallible, the conditioned Brahman, the liberated Brahman, and also the Paramatma, and also beyond all the different incarnations like Ram, the Singh, because I am celebrated as that supreme person, Purushottam. Krishna likes that name, Purushottam. It means, Purusha is person, Uttama means up, above everyone else. So Krishna likes that. I am Purushottam. I'm above even all the different incarnations. I'm above Paramatma. I'm above the Brahman realized. I'm above the conditioned Brahman. So this is knowledge Krishna has given us. So first he gives you all the necessities you need for life to exist. It just didn't exist. Now he's giving you knowledge how, the real purpose of life. Go back home, back to Godhead, by worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is what they're doing. They're worshipping Krishna in the womb. And now the demigods are very, very glorified here because their function is glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Generally the demigods, they worship the Vishwarup because they're the big controllers of this world, the demigods. What are they controlling? They're controlling Vishwarup. The eyes, the sun and the moon are the eyes of God. So the demigods take these roles of being the eye, the sun and the moon. But it's all part of the universal form. The Ashwini Kumaras, nostrils, yes? That's the scent. To get scent, we need nostrils. So Krishna's the active principle and everything, but he delegates to the different demigods, the Ashwini Kumaras. They become the demigods of the nostrils. Then you can breathe in. But now the demigods are glorified because they're glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Not their worshipful deity is the Vishwarup because they're dealing with the Vishwarup. They're parts of the Vishwarup, so naturally they will worship the Vishwarup. But beyond the Vishwarup, it's a temporary form of the Lord. But because the demigods are a little bit attached to the positions of demigods, then so then they worship the Vishwarup. But now they're situated more perfectly. They're worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, in the womb. So now this is their perfection of the demigods now. And they know. And now they're letting it all out. You are the absolute truth. You're not the Vishwarup. So in other words, Krishna is, we are dependent on Krishna for everything. And so whatever Krishna says is lawful, no one can change it, no one can interrupt it. And Krishna's words are always fresh and new. You pick up any Prabhupada's book, it's fresh and new wherever you look. So Krishna got this benediction from Sandipani Muni when Krishna Balaram went to the Gurukul. Then Sandipani Muni said, you're above my blessings. I know you're the Supreme Personality of God, but it's my duty as your teacher to give you some blessing. So I give you blessing that whatever you speak will remain eternally fresh, just like the Vedas. And because of that benediction, now when we read Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, everything is fresh, new, due to their Guru's benediction. It's fresh for all times. So, there are persons who worship various demigods, but the Supreme Truth, Krishna, says in Bhagavad Gita that men of small intelligence worship the demigods and their fruits are limited and temporary. So Krishna is saying that those who worship the demigods, they have small intelligence. Prabhupada says that just like the Brahmanas, they also worship Kali and Daruga and Shakti. And Prabhupada said actually they're not Brahmanas, but they're claiming to be Brahmanas. Smarta Brahmanas, they're worshipping the demigods. It's been going on since time immemorial, worshipping the demigods by the Brahmanas, by the Smarta Brahmanas, handed down from generation to generation. So why should they be Alpamedasa? They're worshipping the forms of the Lord. They're Brahmanas. They're following Brahminical culture. No, because Krishna says they have less intelligence. And a Brahmana, he cannot be less intelligent. He's not a Brahmana. If a Brahmana means he has knowledge. He has perfect knowledge. But if they're worshipping a demigod, who Krishna himself says they have awful small intelligence. So they're not Brahmanas. Brahmana can't be small intelligence. He has to have full knowledge. So Krishna says here, Krishna himself is saying, excuse me, he's the absolute truth, and the absolute truth is making statements here. And he says that Bhakti Mama Vijayananti, that the absolute truth is speaking. How I can be known? Bhakti Mama Vijayananti. I can only be known by bhakti, or I can only be known by my bhakta. This is the way so this is the version of Krishna himself. He's speaking as the absolute truth. If you want to know the absolute truth, then I can be known by bhakti. So the demigods are understanding now, so they're offering prayers of complete surrender to Krishna. They want to surrender to Krishna. Because of the situation, and comes to there is fear there, so, but they are understanding, no, if we worship Krishna, there will be no fear. Sarvadhanam parijajam mamekam sharanam braja ham tam sarva papebo mokshayishmi masuchada. You don't fear for anything, Krishna says. You simply surrender unto me. I will give you protection. Don't worry, don't fear. So this is the absolute statement. I will protect you. Again he said here, declare it boldly, Arjuna. My devotee will never perish. How can he perish if the Supreme Absolute Truth is speaking that? My devotee will never perish. we may tell lies, we may not speak the truth. But Krishna always speaks the truth. Even if he tells a lie, he speaks the truth. Tell Ashwadama is dead, the elephant is dead. He told a lie. So he wanted him to tell a lie. But still he remains the absolute truth. So the absolute truth is what's the verse? Kinchit asti dhananjaya mataha parananyanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya. There is no truth superior to me. There are many truths in this material world. The mode of goodness is, but there are many truths in this material world. Higher and higher truths. But Krishna says, there is no truth superior to me. So you have many truths, but if there's a truth, there's none superior, that means the absolute truth, Krishna. So when Krishna's making his statement, there is no truth superior, that means he's the absolute truth. Search is finished. I was talking about one should search for the truth. This is the philosophical way of life the demigods are praying. This philosophical way of life. You're searching for the truth. Everyone is searching for the truth. The scientists are trying to get to that truth. One point life. How long does it take to find the truth? Bahunam Jamanati. Thousands and thousands of births. Being a jnani, searching for truth. Thousands and thousands of births. Then you come to the understanding, the realization, after these thousands of births, of being a jnani. What is the verse? Bahunam Jamananti. After thousands and thousands of births of being a jnani, one comes to the point of understanding Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Sarmahatma Siddhavaya. That Krishna is the absolute. Vasudeva Sarvamiti means Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Thousands of births of being a jnani, he comes to this point. And he surrenders unto the lotus feet of Krishna. That took thousands of births. Now Prabhupada says, this is Krishna speaking. And he's saying, after thousands of births, you come to understand Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And you surrender to him at that time. And Prabhupada says, now I'm telling you that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you hear me, Prabhupada said, if you can hear me and you act on that, which you have, because you're all here now, you've surrendered everything. You act on that realization that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then you skip or you jump those thousands and thousands and thousands of births. Because you come to the conclusion of those thousands and thousands of births that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You come to that conclusion. Therefore you skip thousands and thousands of births. It's the value of one moment's association with the devotee. You can skip all that. You come to the point, Krishna is the absolute truth. The end of the research work for those searching for the absolute truth. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who said it? Prabhupada. And still everybody's searching. That is the philosophical way of life. But if they, by chance, to meet a pure devotee and hear the message, they can immediately surpass all that whole thousands of births of searching, seeking. But But eventually we should be searching for the absolute truth. The word satyam param may indicate that one should search for the absolute truth, not the relative truth, the absolute truth. In Krishna consciousness, you don't hear so much actually about the absolute truth. Everybody's talking about Krishna. He is the absolute truth. You don't hear the terminology absolute truth so much. Because we're not searching for the absolute truth anymore. Because we found the absolute truth. Krishna. So there's no need to search for the absolute truth anymore. But before Prabhupada, you search for the absolute truth. I was searching for the absolute truth. I came to India to search for the absolute truth. I wrote a Vyas Puja offering to Srila Prabhupada in 1971. Something about how I left my home and I come to India to search for the absolute truth through spiritual knowledge. It was my search was there. But I was traveling from all India, meeting so many sadhus and saints, but they were all saying, the same as like the Lord Buddha was saying, that thou art that is. What you are searching for, you, that is you. We are searching for ourselves. That is self-realization. So that search is searching for ourselves. Thou art that. That which you are seeking is your very self. Brahman. But this is very attractive for the Jnanis. They understand this. Aham Brahmasmi. So you're seeking Brahman, the absolute truth, the Param Sattvam. But you are that Brahman also. You are none different than that Brahman. Anyway, what did I say? But all was saying like the Buddha, thou art that. Is my search in vain, or something else? And then I met Prabhupada. And then the devotees preached me and showed me Prabhupada's Gita as it is. It was called Bhagavad Gita as it is, which is the way I wanted to hear it, because I was reading Bhagavad Gita. I had a book, Bhagavad Gita, not Prabhupada's. But I only got headache reading that book. Couldn't understand. But then they showed me Prabhupada's Gita, and they preached from Prabhupada's Gita. and in my poem, in my offering I wrote, and when I opened the pages of the Bhagavad Gita, there it was, as it is, as it always was. Krishna, a person, not an impersonal empty void, but a person, and a beautiful one at that. Someone, I could feel like I give my love to, and it wasn't going into some empty space or something like that. Glory be. Who is this A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami? He is God's gift to mankind. It's a fact. That is Prabhupada's. God's gift to mankind. Without him we were lost. And nobody else spoke the absolute truth. Oh, it's Krishna. Why? Because they did not know. They did not know. But Prabhupada knew. But now we don't hear so much mention of the absolute truth, searching for the absolute truth. Why? Because we found the absolute truth. We've got Krishna, we found Krishna. Prabhupada gave us Krishna, the absolute truth. So it's not necessary to search for the absolute truth. That something is missing, that missionary spirit, that searching spirit, and now that's gone because we found what we were actually looking for. So now we need to adopt the process of Krishna consciousness. Then we'll get the result. The process is bhakti, devotional service. And by devotional service, that everything becomes purified and spiritualized, then Krishna will reveal himself. As the truth. So, so the demigods going on to offer their prayers how this material world is impermanent. It's a temporary truth. It's a truth, it exists, but it's temporary. It's sometimes manifest and sometimes unmanifest. It's not untruth, it is truth. But it's relative truth. So we shouldn't be so much interested in relative truth. We want the absolute truth, which is eternal and never finishes. Because our nature is eternal, Sat Chit Ananda, so that can be realized. Sat means existence, realizing your eternal existence. Chit is knowledge, Ananda is bliss. We can, but the first realization will come at Sat, realizing the eternal. There is an eternal platform that we belong on, the spiritual world. Everything is transcendentally situated in the Sat. That's where we belong. That's where Krishna belongs. That's where Mahaprabhu is. All of his associates, all the pastimes, they're going on the Sat platform, the eternal platform. So that's where we belong. So Krishna comes to canvas, and the gurus come, and you don't belong in the material world. This is a temporary place. It's rotten place. You don't belong here rotting in this material world. Come up, Tamashima, come out of that ignorance into the light, Jyoti. Come into the Brahma Jyoti, into the light of the spiritual world. So, the living entity is eternal, and Krishna is also eternal. Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitanam. So, Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitanam, there is we are eternal, Nityanam, and there's another eternal. That is the super soul, or Krishna, who maintains, this is the difference. What is the difference between the singular Nitya, eternal, and the Nityanam? What is the difference? And it mentions that that's one singular Nitya. He maintains all the other Nityas. We are eternal, and he is eternal. So what is the difference? The difference is he's maintaining all the other eternals. We cannot claim that we're maintaining. We have a little family we may be maintaining, but we cannot claim to maintain all living entities. So Krishna, he makes that claim. This is the difference. He's eternal, we're eternal also. But he maintains all the other eternals. It's a very famous prayer. Prabhupada mentions again and again throughout the Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Anyway, it's 9 o'clock, so we can finish here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Okay. Shri Krishna. It's gone. I was going to say Janmashtami Utsav, but it's already finished, right? So this is back where we were on the 10th canto. We were reading it, okay. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Samaveda Bhaktapinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Thank you very much. If anybody has a question, we have 1 minute. Oh, it's the Mahaprasad. Mahaprasad ki jai. Come and get it. Okay.
When Krishna says that when one day when one surrenders fully to Krishna and says, I am yours, then Krishna will protect. I may not fully realize now, but from knowledge I understand that I am Krishna's and I have to surrender, I am surrendered. Then how would I really mean it every day for the rest of my life?
How?
That I am fully surrendered to Krishna until I really surrender to Krishna.
Last sentence?
That how will I act on that knowledge that I am Krishna's and I have to surrender to Krishna until I reach to that level or point where I am fully surrendered to Krishna?
No, Srila Prabhupada says that the surrendering process can be immediate. It can be immediate. Sarvadhanam parikajam mamikam. Why it's not immediate now is because we are so much covered. The heart is covered, so it's not becoming manifest. But Krishna says, Aham tam sarva papipyo. If you surrender me, I'll take away all the pap. So it can be immediate. Krishna can take it away. He promised. You surrender to me and I will take away that pap, that sin, cover all the coverings, sinful. I can take it away. Do not fear, I do. If you have that implicit faith, then it can be immediate Krishna consciousness. Or it can take a long time, Prabhupada said, but it can be immediate. I think he gives an example of Maharaj Kattabangu. When am I going to die? He asked the Devas, when am I going to die? They said, oh, right now. Oh, really? So let me surrender to Krishna, become Krishna conscious. In one moment he became Krishna conscious.
But material energy is so strong. Today I may realize that I am fully surrendered to Krishna. So how can I really live up to that every day for the rest of my life if I realize now that I am fully surrendered to Krishna and I want him to know that?
Well, at least you can offer the other prayer that Lord Ramchandra, from this day on, my Lord, I am yours, I surrender to you. Then Krishna says, from that time I promise I give him protection forever. So you can at least start with that prayer. Really to be protected. Everybody has a tolerance level. So Maya is presenting things that every moment she's presenting sense objects before your senses, your eyes, nose, tongue, belly, genital. This is Maya Devi's job. She is presenting senses before us. The senses, and the senses see that object. What is our experience with that object last time we chose? So we take help of the intelligence, and the intelligence says, no, last time it was good. It was a good sense gratification. It was good. Or the intelligence says, no, in last experience it was not good. So if it wasn't good, I'll reject it. But if it was good, I'll accept it. So this is all we are doing in the material world. We're accepting and rejecting. The mind is accepting something and rejecting something else. I like it or I don't like it. So this is the Bhakti Jananivasa Thakur said, everybody who claims to be a human he must come to this, make a decision about what am I going to do about this. I like it, I don't like it. What's it called? Raja Dvesha. This attraction and repulsion is going on. So that's all I've done since time immemorial. I've been accepting and rejecting. Am I going to go on the rest of this life and the rest of the billions of lives I'm going to take just doing the same thing, accepting and rejecting? Or am I going to do is make a permanent solution? Otherwise, Krishna is, as long as we're on this platform of accepting and rejection, Krishna is, and topics about Krishna, they're a little bit elusive. It's not quite there, is Krishna, we can't quite. But when you go beyond this accepting and rejection, then we'll get to understand that the service of Krishna is tasty. The chanting is tasty there. He will give it a little taste. So how much you can tolerate, that's up to each individual, but everybody has a different tolerance level. Some things, sense object is coming, I like it. Devotees don't act on it, of course, but out of habit. Habit is second nature. These things, the material world is not going to stop for us, but it's still going to present sense objects at every moment. That's her business, Maya Devi's business. And you have a tolerance level. If you don't have a very strong tolerance level, then you'll accept. I'll accept it for enjoyment. If we have a stronger tolerance level, we'll reject it and bring my mind back to Krishna and chant Hare Krishna. Everybody has it on different tolerance levels. So whatever works best in all of the devotional processes, you adopt that more. Until you say no. And Prabhupada said, once you say no for good to Maya, that very moment, you will become Krishna conscious. So put it into practice. Say no for good. You spend the whole day walking around, no, no, no. No, but you can try it and put it into practice. Whatever, so much information we're getting from these demigods and the prayers and things like that. So put them into practice, and the one that you feel for more, you cultivate that more. It generally doesn't stop immediately. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mahaprasad ki